What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jonathan, and welcome back to John's Corner. So today, I thought we could talk a little bit about good omens and this weird petition that people created to get Netflix to cancel it. It's an Amazon Prime show, so these people were so offended by it they didn't even do any research, which tells you everything you need to know. You didn't watch it. You didn't read up on what it's about. You just heard the premise and got so offended you went and started a petition aimed at the wrong people. And I think that tells you everything you need to know. You know nothing about the product. You don't even know what channel or streaming service it's on. What was the point of the petition? Cancel something you know nothing about? And that makes you feel better about yourself? You're helping people? Why is it that we live in a society, in a culture that is so eager to tear everybody else down, to belittle people? Why do people get off on that? I'm a big fan of Buffy, and I finally saw some posts on there of fans talking about how toxic the fan community of Buffy is, and it's like, thank you. I mean, you guys know on my other channel I made videos and videos about it, but it's like that's all that people on the internet want to do is destroy things. I mean, they literally have this thing called cancer culture, where it's just cancel everything. It's, oh, you made a mistake 20 years ago. You don't deserve a career. Oh, this, oh, that. Why? Why can't you like what you like? I like what I like. Joe Smo over there likes what Joe Smo likes. And we all just leave each other alone. Why does the success of your thing depend on the failure of my thing? I'm a big fan of the Star Wars EU, or Legends as it's called now. And when it was first canceled, I was very much against Disney Wars. Now, I could care less. I hope Disney Wars succeeds. I hope they keep making movies as long as they want to. As long as people want to watch them, I hope they keep making them. It has nothing to do with me. Those movies aren't for me. I'll probably watch them. I won't buy them. I won't watch them again. But I'll go watch them once in the theater. But those movies aren't for me. I'm not the target audience. But I don't wish them ill. I don't want to ruin them. What I would prefer is if they started making Legend material again, which they did with Star Wars 108, which, thank you. I appreciate your Mouse of House, House of Mouse. But I don't understand why we can't just have both. Make Legends over here and make Disney Wars over here and let everyone be happy. There's a world where we can do things like that. And it's this either or mentality that messes everybody up. Ghostbusters, the reboot Ghostbusters should have been a massive success. It wasn't, and to be honest, it wasn't a good movie. It just wasn't. Which is crazy because every actress in that movie is incredibly talented. The director is a genius. There's no reason that movie shouldn't have been a box office like a success, but it was a bomb. But part of that, you have to imagine, was the fact that when they were making it, originally they were going to do a Ghostbusters 3. Then it was going to be a Ghostbusters 3 and this reboot. Then they canceled the Ghostbusters 3 and it was just going to be this reboot. And then the trailer dropped and a lot of people had issue with it for numerous different reasons. And then Sony focused all the attention on the sexist comments, of which there were a lot, but they excluded everything else and actually went and deleted other comments to emphasize the sexist comments, so that the whole argument was, if you don't like this movie, you're sexist. And you don't get to have another version. You can't have a original 3. It's this or nothing. And now that they're finally making number 3, then people like Leslie Jones are offended. They're like, why? You can't just ignore my movie when your movie ignored the ones before yours. Your movie literally ignores the first, the second one, but they can't ignore your movie. It's insane. I would be okay. It was a bad movie, but I'd be okay with them making a Ghostbusters 2 set in that universe. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm glad we're getting the Ghostbusters 3. I'm way more excited about that than I would be for a Ghostbusters 2. But there's no reason they can't do both. It doesn't have to be either or. but they make it like that. This society is everything is just negative and hate filled to the point where you have to. It's not about. It's not even competition because I love competition, but it's about tearing people down to make yourself feel better. The new Charm show. I actually kind of like it. I don't love it, but I like it. I watch it. I watch it religiously. But the promotion they did for that show, oh, this is what Charmed would be if it was a feminist show, and it's just like, why do you have to say that? What about you saying that adds anything to the conversation? You take the original Charmed that was very progressive and very feminist and pushed conversations forward. Maybe not to the degree that Xena or Buffy did, but it definitely pushed conversations forward. It was a show about three sisters who were all successful in business, successful in romance, ran their lives like strong, independent women. It definitely was a conversation starter. The new Charmed is not doing anything revolutionary. In fact, the first season was largely bits and pieces from old plot lines from the original show. But this is the feminist version, and that was not feminist. You see what I'm saying? Then you have like Disney War fans talking about like, oh, we'll raise finally a strong female in the Star Wars universe. We've never had that before. Padme, Leia, the EU that you raised. You had Mara Jade. You have Jaina. You had like. The reason I stopped talking there, you notice that? It's because I'm really bad at pronouncing some of these names. So you'll see here a list of names that I cannot pronounce, or I'm afraid I will pronounce wrong and don't want to sound stupid. So here is just a list of the strong female characters from Star Wars EU that I personally love. Okay, moving on. It's this notion that, and then you get it like, oh, sci-fi fans hate strong women, and it's like, well, Ripley? Sarah Connor? Like, you don't have to invent the wheel to enjoy what's happening. But it's like, there's this notion that, oh, we're the change. We're changing. We're making something that no one's ever done before. We're new. We're brand new. And it's like, nothing's new. Well, go look at the movies. Every movie there is either a biopic, shout out to Rocket Man, which I still need to see, a remake or a sequel. Nothing original. Rocket Man is the only original thing, and that's a biopic. It's not even an original story. It's a guy's life. But there's this fascination that we have to be new. And we as a society want to tear down everything that came before us. But we're not putting anything up to replace it with. We're tearing everything down and putting up pale imitations of what came before and telling people that it's better because we say it is. It's not adding anything new to the conversation. It's not elevating anything. It's not pushing boundaries. It's not really saying anything. But in order to have it succeed, we have to tear down other stuff. There was a time when you would go to the movies and you would leave the movie and you would have conversations about it, and it would play in your head over and over and over again. And now you go to the movies and it looks amazing and you enjoy it and you like it. And then you think, what movie did I just go watch? Or, oh, what happened? Like, it doesn't stay with you like it used to. I think the best example is, do yourself a favor. Go watch Pet Sematary, the original, and then Pet Sematary, the remake, and you see the difference and how movies were made back then and how movies are made today. And I really want someone to make the argument that the new one's better. Like, and it's little things. I'm not even talking about the actor's performance or the direction, because the actors in the new one, the director, all good. But it's the pacing. And I don't even blame the director for this, because I don't think the director had any choice in the matter, because this is how movies are made today. But spoiler alert for Pet Sematary. So a little kid dies, right? The child dies. And it dies because there's this little tiny street where 18 wheelers go barreling down the street. And to me, this death of the child is a perfect example of how movies used to be made and how movies are made today, and everything that is wrong with our society. I know, it seems weird, right? Using a Stephen King horror movie to describe everything wrong with our society. But just listen. So, in the new movie, there's one scene where the 18 wheeler goes by and they're like, "Oh, does that happen a lot? Yeah, that happens a lot." Rah 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 rah. And then, and I'm not shitting on the new one at all. John Lithgow's in it. Anything he's in, I love. It's a great movie. But the 18 wheeler goes by one time, and then the next time you see an 18 wheeler barreling down the street is when the kid dies. The original one, you have the same scene where it barrels down. They have a little conversation about it, and then there'll be other scenes, and you'll hear the 18 wheelers going in the background, or the dad was crossing the street and he had to stop because the 18 wheeler came barreling down. There were little tiny things that on the surface weren't important and weren't about the 18 wheelers, but it put it in your head. It kept them alive in your mind, so that when it happened, you were like, "Oh shit," and it hit you more. Whereas in the remake, when it happens, it's kind of like, I mean, yeah, you were expecting it because you've seen the original, but the 18 wheelers weren't a constant threat like they were in the original movie. The original movie, it kept playing up that this was a reality of life, that it was always there. This one, it was mentioned and then forgotten until it happened. And I think that speaks volumes about how movies used to be made and how movies are made today. Like, it's just, they were more of a craft. They were more about characters and more about craft, and now it's more about plot and beats. I have a friend, I like the guy, I do a lot of work with him, he's a cool dude, but he swears by Save the Cat, that script writing book. And I really think that book and books like it, and maybe this is me listening to script notes too much, and Craig Mazin, the guy who did Chernobyl, being in my head too much, but I think my books like that are ruining the art of storytelling. Like, in A Telltale Heart, you don't, ruining the art of storytelling, like, it doesn't just, you don't just jump from, like, in A Telltale Heart, burying the body, to all of a sudden the heart beating and him going crazy. No, you gotta build to it. A little at first, and then a little more, and then a little more. And you slowly show the dive into madness. But it's just like, all right, we do the setup. It's like you're setting something up to have it paid off, instead of setting something up to build the world and to build the characters. And those are very different things, and I think it's a genuine loss. I don't know. This is my take on it. Like, I don't know. I think we should go back to those days when we took more time with things, when movies were slower and built up to something. It's not a race. I mean, Avengers made 2 billion in a weekend, and it's a 3-hour movie. People will clearly go watch a long movie. Why are we racing to finish through these movies? I don't know. I miss the days when stories would be long and drawn out. I think we could go back to that. I honestly don't even know how I got on this rant. We were talking about cancer culture and I don't even know how we got here. That was weird. I'm delusional. I busted my toe open this morning and I'm in a lot of pain. So I might be a little delusional. But yeah, it's just interesting to see how our society has crumbled and how we don't make things like we used to, and oh, that's how we got here. We just want to tear everything down and replace it with subpar versions of itself. There used to be a time when we would make new movies. And it's like, go back and watch The Goonies. You know how much of that movie dealt with them losing their homes to a developer, and they can't afford their house, and all the stress that comes with that. Great deal of that movie was spent dealing with that before you got to any of the exciting stuff. But no one cared because it was interesting. If you tell a good story, people will sit through it. But I don't know if it's YouTube or what, but everyone just wants to rush through things and get to the finish line, and it has to be boom, 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 people's attention spans, it's insane. And quality is suffering because of it. I don't know. Also, DC's canceling Vertigo, and that's a damn shame. But I don't know. This has been a rant-filled John's Corner that was really only supposed to be about, what did we start this on? Oh. Good Omens. Yeah, people signing this whole episode supposed to be about Good Omens signing a petition. We got real off topic. Go watch Good Omens on Amazon Prime if you have Amazon Prime. It's really good. And the people who are shitting on it, they haven't even seen it. They're judging it based on speculation, which is stupid. You can't judge something unless you've seen it or read it or understand it. Everybody wants to have an opinion about things that they have no ideas about, that they don't know anything about. You can't have an opinion on something you don't know about. You just can't. It's a wrong opinion. There are no wrong opinions unless your opinion is about something you don't know about. Then it's a wrong opinion. Because it's not based on anything. There's no wrong informed opinion. There are plenty of wrong opinions. Just go before you sign a petition, before you make a petition to get people fired, to destroy someone's art, to create censorship, do yourself a favor and do some research. That's all I'm saying. But no one wants to do any research. And they just want to throw their opinion out there, make a statement, get on the record of being a good person. And then if they're wrong, instead of admitting they were wrong, instead of apologizing, instead of trying to correct the mistake they made, they get indignant about it, or they just pretend they never said that. It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous, and you are what's wrong with the world. I would say America, but J.K. Rowling's done shit like that too, where she's made bold statements, was proven wrong, and then instead of apologizing, she doubles down on it, and it's just like, why? Why can't you just admit why can't you be mature enough to admit you made a mistake? There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. In fact, making mistakes are good because that's how you learn and grow. But no one wants to make a mistake. No one wants to take responsibility for their actions, and no one wants to make a mistake. And it's disgusting. Literally disgusting. This is the least fun episode of John's Corner that ever happened. And it was supposed to be fun, making fun of stupid people with the petition for Good Omens, but I went on a weird rant that I did not mean to go on. So, you can show yourselves out. Give us legends.